Who actually needs 312V 320Ah LiFePO4 bricks in one box? If you're running a weekend camper, a weekend fishing boat, or a small off-grid cabin, the real question is whether you'll ever use all that juice without turning the whole setup into a wiring nightmare. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last month digging through the 422 ratings and a bunch of forum threads where people actually wire these things in parallel or series. The headline numbers look great: 4096WH, 2560W continuous, 700A peak, but the devil is in the details. First, the footprint is 32% smaller than a traditional 320Ah lead-acid block, so you can slide 3 of them under an RV bed or inside a narrow battery bay without cutting holes. That's the kind of thing you only appreciate once you've wrestled a 100 pounds AGM into a closet. Second, the built-in 200A BMS and Bluetooth module mean you can watch cell voltages and temperature on your phone instead of hauling out a multimeter every time the fridge cycles on. That's not just convenience, it's peace of mind when you're 2 hours from the nearest parts store. Now, let's talk who should skip this. If you're powering a single 12V fridge and a couple of LED lights, 100Ah LiFePO4 will do the job and save you a few $100. 3 of these bricks only make sense if you're running inverters, induction cooktops, or a 1000W microwave every evening. Another red flag: if your boat or RV sits unused for months in sub-zero weather, the low temperature cutoff is helpful, but you'll still need a small trickle charger to keep the cells from drifting apart. People who live full-time off-grid or who chase solar harvest in winter are the ones who really benefit from the extra capacity and monitoring. On the flip side, the same folks who love the capacity sometimes forget the weight. Each brick is still around 75 pounds, so 3 of them is roughly 225 lb. Easy to move with a proper dolly, but not something you'll be swapping solo on a pitching deck. The mini-size design also means the terminals are closer together, so if you're used to big posts with ring terminals, you'll need shorter cables or you'll fight clearance. And while the Bluetooth app is handy, it's not a replacement for a proper shunt and shunt meter if you want precise amp-hour tracking over weeks of cloudy weather. Where the value actually shows up is in daily usability. If you're running a 1500W inverter to power laptops, cameras, and a portable induction burner for dinner, you can pull 120A bursts without the battery sagging or the BMS kicking in. That's the moment these bricks earn their price tag: no more dimming lights when the coffee maker kicks on. For solar setups, the 320Ah figure means you can bank 2 cloudy days of reserve without worrying about depth of discharge limits, which is exactly what weekend warriors and part-time RVers need. The one trade-off that keeps popping up in the forums is the need for a compatible 12V alternator charger or a good solar controller. These cells don't like being floated at 14.4V for days on end, so if you're still running an old-style converter, you'll either need to upgrade or set a timer to stop charging at 14.2V. That's not a flaw in the battery, it's just the reality of LiFePO4 chemistry when you're not using a smart charger. So, is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? If you're the type who already owns a 30A solar controller, a 3000W inverter, and a handful of 200W panels, then yes, 3 of these bricks give you a true 4 kWh bank that you can expand later. If you're still running a single AGM and a cheap inverter, the jump to LiFePO4 is going to feel steep, and you'll probably be happier with a single 200Ah unit and a small expansion later. Bottom line, these batteries are perfect for people who want reliable, expandable power without the bulk of lead acid, but only if you're ready to pair them with the right charging gear. If that sounds like you, check the link in the description and decide whether 3 bricks fit your load or if you can start with 1 and add later.